They went the lovable underdogs. Beautiful. This will be a rainy day in Texas. Thank you, sir. Please, Louise. There we go. Pushnik. Teus 20. Mateusz Matko. Two is going to be Binkic. 4 is going to be Miha Dobnikar. Number 6 is going to be Vinko Skirban. 5 is going to be My Rorich. Number 10, Nikola Jovi Shevitz. Number 10. Number 14 is going to be Jan Kovac. Number 17 is going to be Teen Ivanits. Samu. Matias. So then we want to go with stats. Okay, and then we'll go Modits. 6 goals. Nick Zernick. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, a little bit of a Leo. Leo. Bet a little bit of assistance from my main man Leo. We're not here, no. Because oh, Welcome, everybody, to some Wednesday afternoon, evening football, depending on wherever you're watching from, as Tabor have fans all over the world excited to be here today as Tabor are going to take on Brinje. Brinje, 19 wins, 6 draws, 1 loss. Tabor, 14 wins, 5 draws, 7 losses, 4 of those in straight games. So Tabor looking to snap the streak and maybe even play a little bit of spoiler here against Brinje, as Brinje pretty firmly in second, not really going to move up into first in just a couple of games left as NAFTA continue to absolutely dominate. But maybe even give Triglav an opportunity should Tabor be able to take some points. Triglav have won 5 straight as well, as they just continue to score goals at an impressive clip. So we're about ready to get going as Brinje's going to get things started off. Tabor in their traditional reds. Brinje wearing the dark blue as looking like the bumblebees. Blue and yellow stripes. I know bumblebees have black stripes, but you get the impression when you look at the front of their kits. As we're about ready to get started, I'm Kyle Ship. Thank you so much for joining me today as get a chance to call for you and hopefully have a little bit of a good time throughout the day. We'll celebrate some goals. For those of you that have heard me before, you know I will certainly do some celebrating and enjoy the goal going to the back of the net. As Tabor struggled to do that a little bit lately, looking to try to find the back of the net a little bit more often. A couple of changes in the lineup as Stančić is going to step into that main number 9 position, and we're just waiting for the whistle as we're off and running, as is the clock. And for those of you that are a little bit used to it as well, hey, we'll go ahead and celebrate the clock starting at the right point, right time. As I was earlier on, I was hot micing myself. I was talking to my dog as I was getting everything ready. Didn't realize I had left my mic on as I was preparing the stream. Is Brinje going to try and take control early on, move the ball through the midfield? We'll talk about some of the players from Brinje here in just a little bit, as Tariq Chandi's going to do a good job walling off and allowing that ball to head on down past the end line, as Urban Trobeck, who's in goal today, is going to get things restarted. Trobeck is on loan from Brinje. So he's a Brinje product. He's going to get an opportunity. Maybe his knowledge of the Brinje team will assist a little bit. At the very least, he's going to give an opportunity to show what he's got. We've seen him do well in some of the games that he has played in, as he's made some good saves. He's a young guy and really starting to learn what it means to be a professional. So that's been a fun conversation that I had with him a couple of weeks ago, or really I think it's about a couple of months ago now. But also get a chance for him to see show his growth and see a little bit of his growth as well. In the back, they're going to go 5 across the back as they're going to bring in Leonard Palma and Veron Shalia. They're going to join Mihail Brishki. And then they'll have the usual flankers of Adis Hodzic and Mateusz Medic Slacic. So 5 across the back, and try and release those wings down the side in the attack. Utilize the crossers. Brian Destin, Keenan Carroll, Dino Stančić, Leon Sever, and Tariq Chandic, goodness gracious, going to be in the middle as Brishy is going to take it from the back. He's going to be joined and now sent forward, as that's going to be Palma. Palma struggling. Palma's going to lose the ball just outside and then move into the 18, cut back across, and boy, trying to come with coming back across to the outside. Looks like the Tabor players were pretty sure there was going to be an offside, so might have stopped before they got into that offside position. As didn't quite catch numbers there. I've got a couple of numbers for Brinje I want to make sure you keep a look at. Namely, number 10, Nikola Jovicevic. Jovicevic with 17 goals on the season, so got to look out for him. He's going to be in the box. And he is going to be scoring a lot of goals, as Tabor going 5 across the back, going to try and avoid that. That cross a little bit too far. That's a nice job from Hojic. Hojic's going to try and use his speed to cut things down on the far side. Don't want to allow too much coming in with the crossers, especially when you have somebody like Jovicevic who scored so many goals. Samo Mataj also with 6 goals. Those are the 2 leading goal scorers on the team. Mataj is going to be wearing number 19, so when you see that number, Jovicevic wearing number 10. A nice sunny day in Slovenia. Good day to be in Slovenia. I'm here in Texas, and it is cold and rainy. So we had a cold front come in and bring in quite a bit of rain with it. So I'm a little bit jealous looking out at the sun. Long ball, searching ball, not quite going to make it, as that's my Rorich wearing number 5. Rorich was trying to get on the end of that, a little bit out in front of him. Hojic looking for Stancic. Stancic going to try and hold off and then turn quickly. Going to be played well, though, by Pushnik. Pushnik drops it back, and now, boy, heavy touches through midfield as Slotchik comes in. Boy, Slotchik goes down hard backwards. He was trying to spin out of that. And after several hard touches, both from Brinje and Tabor, you're going to get a foul, and Brinje, you're going to be able to move out of this. They're going to slow things down just a little bit. A high ball bounces back. Carroll's going to try and give it a run. Carroll can't quite get there. They're going to move it back to the outside. Carroll and Hojic trying to close down, create a double team. Carroll's going to go ahead and take the ball back, moves to the 18, gets it into the middle and headed away. Boy, it looked like Destin was going to be on the end of it. Slotchik now at the 18. Slotchik sends it across right to the feet of Zernic. As Zernic, the big keeper, is going to go down and make a nice catch right at his knees. So a good job from Tabor trying to take advantage a little bit of the ball away. Carroll and Hojic, a couple of the quicker on the field for Tabor, do a great job creating some pressure and getting the ball in. Well, I thought we were going to see Destin on the end of a cross there. Couldn't quite get it as it was headed away. But Tabor with some positives early on. As the ball goes out, up, and over the Brinje fans, or into the Brinje fans, going to get thrown back. And boy, the Veo cam feels like it's going with the wide angle. I feel like we're watching from about 3 miles away, a long way away from the Veo cam. As ball bounced around at the top, trying to create some space, avoid the press of Stancic. And Brinje now going to back off. And as Tabor just kind of waiting right at that midfield. Palma comes through. They're going to say that he comes through the back of the Brinje Bumblebee there. And now a nice ball through the near side. Livanic gets it in, flicked back out, trying to get a cross in. Cross comes in and high, headed away. That's going to be Shalia. They're going to try and get another header on it as an opportunity in front of the goal, right at the 6-yard box. I believe that's going to be Dobnikar. Dobnikar probably winds up catching a little bit of Shalia there. So Shalia does a nice job staying in the middle of everything, keeping everything moving away from the goal. And so the big body of Veron Shalia gets the first header on it and then looks like probably gets a touch, or at least it doesn't get a touch, but he at least creates enough of pressure to make sure that ball goes high. Over the head of Stancic and just back into Brinje possession. As Captain Pushnik, their center back's going to distribute the ball a little bit back and forth, and now they're going to try and move the ball through as Tabor just waiting for that pressure to be activated. And Destin comes forward. Here comes and Slotchick with a nice job. It's going to be a throw in. So we see that as Tabor just kind of waiting for the pressure to be triggered, and then once it's triggered, you have the speed on each side. So you've got Carroll and Hojic on the near side. On the far side, you've got Destin and Slotchick, and they're really going to clamp down on the edges as the ball starts moving back towards the goal of Brinje. It's a really nice job, at least for the beginning of this match that we've seen. Brinje, though, is going to be in control just outside the 18. They're going to send a long ball in as there's nobody at the back post. Look like Jovicevic might have gone towards the middle of the goal, and the cross was coming to the back post, so not on the same page. And if you're like I am and you're wearing red and black right now, we're okay with them not being on the same page. Brinje has basically been on the same page all year long as they've been on a magical run. Stančić is going to go down as he tries to turn the corner. So a little bit different number 9 today, as we've seen Stančić going to step into that starting number 9 role, and Stančić with the little bit more of the speed. Not saying that Akwaziku is not fast, but Kwaziku a little bit more of the physical body. He's going to try and hold up more. Stančić certainly is going to play the physical game. He's not somebody to be messed with, but certainly going to try and use his shiftiness and quite frankly, just his experience to get into those spaces. Ball up and over, walled off by Pushnik. Pushnik's going to let that ball bounce into Zrnić. But another pretty positive ball as you had Hojic coming from the outside, Stančić coming forward. And sometimes you got to get those balls in early on so that way you can start getting the feel. Those early balls are going to lead to later balls. More pressure as the ball has to be dropped all the way back. Tabor, you see the red shirts moving forward and really starting to try to create that pressure. Kicked high in the air. Shalia is going to be there. Shalia is going to win the header. Back to Carroll. Carroll can't quite hold his positioning. Goes down, though, but continues to work. On the ground, spinning around is going to be Mataj. As Mataj winds up winning it, gets it away, and then Carroll with a really nice job. Carroll takes the ball away, coming down the near side, takes a push to the back and goes down. So now a throw coming for Tabor. Excuse me, not a throw. I apologize. A free kick. As Tabor going to bring everybody down, they're going to all stand at about the 18. It's going to be Leon Sever. Haven't had a chance to talk about Leon too much today. Sever with 3 goals on the season. Trying to add an assist to it right here as sun behind him. You can see the shadows coming across, not quite enveloping the whole field just yet. Carroll's going to change the angle just a little bit. They're going to send the ball in, head it away, and Carroll's going to come across. Carroll, boy, doesn't win it, and here comes Jovicevic. Jovicevic off and running. He's got a little bit of assist on the inside. A lot of red shirts, though. Tabor have done a good job getting back. Now coming across the side, and a good job by Shalia. That's going to be Shalia, and I believe that was Slotchick. Do a really nice job as Jovicevic was off and running, but didn't really have enough assistance based on how many red shirts got back. Brinje, though, retained possession. Now they're going to try and set up just outside the 18, see if they can move the ball in. Right now, the back line far in front of that midfield stripe. Now they're going to drop it all the way back to the midfield stripe. Is trying to close it in, push the ball further back is Tabor. Coming right down the side, Palma's going to get beat as he gets around the corner, looking for the inside as there's Jovicevic. Palma unable to hold the corner. Brinje go up 1-0, 13 minutes into this game. Boy, is a nice job getting around the corner. Palma unable to wall it off. Jovicevic comes in, makes it 18 goals on the season. You can see why Jovicevic has so many goals. It's obviously he's quality, but when you start adding speed and quality around him, it really boosts up those numbers, boosts up your opportunity. We're going to try and take a look at the replay here momentarily. Apologize. Got to get that pulled up for you. And you see here is Palma, it looked like at first Palma had the opportunity to really wall it off, just couldn't quite get there. And Jovicevic able to get in. As we'll get back to the game. So Tabor down 1-0 early on in this game as Tabor trying to make a little bit of a comeback. Hey, saying hi to my friend on the phone, has had a call in. So good to see him. It's kind of the joys and benefits of calling games from home. Sometimes get a chance to check in on my friends. My friend he's in the hospital. He had a stroke the other day, so wishing him well as he is recovering, and would appreciate any thoughts heading his direction. His name is Jorge. As I have yet to, I guess we've got to go ahead and hit the +1 for Brinje here, as Brinje with their goal, and now Tabor trying to fight back. As Mihail Brisky is, they're going to have a conversation with Brisky as Brisky comes in hard. Based on the reaction, I think Brisky came in and hit the Brinje player with a hammer, apparently. I know that we don't all speak English. That was sarcasm. That wasn't me actually using a euphemism for anything. As going down hard with quite the scream. As, oh boy, Shalia gets beat now. Shalia coming back, basically the exact same thing as just up and over in a corner for Brinje. Boy, Tabor once again really struggling here on the side, even though they got 5 across her. Brinje able to start finding ways to get in and get behind Tabor as lining up for a corner. But that happened very, very quickly. Getting in and getting across. Shalia goes in front, tries to knock it away and can't. Back into full screen for you as the corner sets up. Right-footed in swinger back across. And a nice job headed away. Hojic runs it down, flicks it high. Carroll's going to try and keep it in. As Carroll takes a shove. And it's going to go back over to Brinje's side. Brisky does a really nice job, gets out, prevents that ball from getting down the line with Kovac. It's just a little bit of buffering here. Sometimes the case. We use the VO cam. I say we. I think I include myself in Tabor because I'm a big Tabor fan. Carroll goes down. Carroll's going to get kicked from behind, so a nice job, Carroll holding off. The Brinje player behind him just gets clipped on the heel. He's going to go down, as I believe that was Kovac that took him down. Trobeck's going to get lined up once again. He's going to send the ball forward, as they're actually just going to go ahead and send everyone forward. To this point, haven't seen a lot of the Tabor midfield. Really haven't been able to work through the midfield. Everything's either gone down the sides or just been a high ball over the middle. Now Brisky does a really nice job, runs that down. Brisky always so solid. Talk about the quality of defender that he is. rarely gets beat. Stancic is going to get called for a little bit of a tug there on Jovicevic. Actually, I think as I was listening to the broadcaster, I think he called him Jovicevic. So we'll see if we can make that correction to Jovicevic using all of my Texanisms and my Texas accent. High ball in as Trobeck, boy, right at the bar. A nice job forcing Trobeck to have to go up and get it. Obviously, I think you'd like something a little bit more direct, but boy, if Trobeck decides to watch that ball and let it go over the top, it might have snuck in. Palma comes forward, lays it off for Slotchik, winds up getting knocked out, and so we go with a throw. Slotchik gives it over to Palma. Slotchik's going to move far down the field, trying to create that three-man front with Slotchik, Carroll, and Stancic. Ball over to Brinje. Fancy footwork from Binkic. Gets the ball away, cleared by Tabor now. Dangerous as boy, just misses the spin. Kovic winds up missing the spin, and Hojic starting to lose a little bit of ground, winds up going down, reaches out and grabs, I believe that was Jovicevic. And Hojic winds up drawing the yellow. As well as a free kick on the way. That free kick from Levanic just outside the 18. So Tabor setting up a four-person wall. Trobeck is getting everything set up, stepping into it. We're going to have a couple Brinje players just on the outside of that wall. Levanic trying to find somebody across the middle. Right at the right side of your screen is Jovicevic. So keep an eye on Jovicevic. He's probably going to come, maybe bounce around, go actually to the far post. Goes to the inside. They try and go up over the wall. Can't quite get on top of it. Ball won't dip down. Never really threatens the frame. Tabor are going to get going with the restart and starts it off with Shalia into Trobeck. Trobeck going to roll the ball forward and go to the outside to Palma as Palma looking for Destin and just too hard right into the teeth of the Brinje defense. And now coming forward is Pushnik. Pushnik looking for the long line-breaking pass, going to be sent away by Hojic. And Brinje in possession once again. Right now, each back line kind of just playing tennis back and forth. Looks like each team has been looking for a little bit of maybe a run and a little bit of miscommunication between the back line and those at the front. Happens so quickly when you have the ball go back and forth. That can certainly happen as people are trying to get back into position, then the ball comes back over their head. Nice back heel. Spins it behind from Carroll. Carroll on to Stancic. Now Stancic going to come across looking for Carroll. It's going to get rejected out as Brinje and number 6, Skirvin. Skirvin sends it away. Carroll gets back in. Carroll sends it forward. Going to get a corner, though. Was really great play as a nice combination there from Carroll onto Stancic as Carroll controls, spins it behind himself, flicks to the back, hits Stancic with a really great job, gets around, trying to avoid the foul was Pushnik. And now onto the corner is Tabor. We're going to put a ball in, see if they can even this matchup. Ball's going to come. It comes in low. Stancic tries to flick it on. It's going to get bounced out for a goal kick. Boy, so should be that. I don't believe that was Stancic. Was that actually Brischke? It was Brischke. Comes forward to the front of the 6, tries to give it a little bit of a redirect. And bounces off one of his own. Zernich is more than happy. He's trying to make somebody come and get him. He's just going to slowly walk the ball forward, 1 foot at a time. And Tabor is more than happy to just let him do that. Is a really nice job trying to press him in as Palma, boy, ball bounces back behind an opportunity. Sever comes in, nice positioning from Sever, ball across and into the back of the net. As I believe that was Kovac. Either him or Montage. We're going to take a look if it was Montage. Brinje scores once again. 2-0 now. With Tabor at the looked like they had a nice job, had them walled in as they had it at the back, and then the ball forward. Palma gets knocked off of the ball, turns it over. Running behind is Rorich. And then back and forth. Slotchik at the back does a nice job, at least trying to keep it out of the net. And it was Kovac who winds up putting the ball into the back of the net. 2-0 Brinje as Tabor's woes continue. So now 25 minutes down, still 25 minutes to go. Brinje have shown some real quick strike ability as each of their scores have really come from either midfield or further than midfield. Shalia turns it over to Palma. Palma goes back to Trobeck, and Trobeck now sends the ball high and forward. And once again, controlled by Brinje. Like based on the amount of control that has been had, you and the way that the goals have been scored, Brinje with such quick strike ability. Oftentimes you see it the other way, as you see the counters coming from the quick strike and the possession being held by one team. Right now, everything's kind of one-sided. Brinje with the possession. Tabor have had a couple of quick strike opportunities and some nice plays, a couple by Keene and Carroll, but Tabor still looking for a little bit of a footing as Brinje would continue to ride this hot streak of their season. High-flying team. Ball's going to drop all the way out. And Tabor are going to try and push the ball back into the Brinje ranks. Nice job as Stančić winds up getting a piece of that, sends it wide, and Palma wins the header as possession now over to Tabor. Can Tabor build something here? As Brishke back to the middle to Shalia, and Shalia with both Sever and Hojic down to the near side. Sever's got some space. Hojic is running. Hojic runs forward and then comes back. Carroll trying to get Hojic on the run to the outside. Ball gets taken away and Chandich back on the ball, though. So Tabor going to send it to the far side as they'll try the far side after the near side didn't work out for them. Well, once again, another dangerous one-on-one down here. It's kind of been the undoing of Tabor this time with Brishke behind. Going to wind up winning that. Shalia out to Palma. It's Palma maybe looking for Stančić there. Brinje control down with the chest and now try to move forward. Boy, a really nice turn. Was a little bit worried there for a moment. Just too far, though. As Trobeck is going to step up. Trobeck does a good job stepping up to the corner and taking possession of that ball. A good play, though. She made a good turn. As Palma trying to lock down the far side and had a nice turn. And now here comes Stančić. Stančić trying to get around, and boy, Stančić just out-physicaled There's a big man in Nick Pushnik. And Pushnik goes shoulder to shoulder with Stančić and just kind of sticks that arm out. And Stančić unable to hold his ground. Brinje now trying to build possession from the back. Now coming forward as everybody moving forward. Kovic is going to take a touch. Ball rolls just a little bit away and going down. Well, on the ground, we're going to take a look and see who that is that's on the ground. Might have gotten stepped on, as that's Shalya. So Kovic, as he comes across, a little bit of a heavy touch. And Shalya does a nice job coming back, as what you really saw. Everybody moving forward all at once, and we get an opportunity to see here that when the ball turns at midfield, they get the pivot, and then everybody's moving forward. There's a lot of lanes that they're looking for. If Kovic doesn't have too heavy of a touch, he's got an opportunity there, and going down, immediately going to the pocket for a yellow as Destin goes down. Destin's already had some injury problems early on in this part of the season. He had a great start to the season, looked absolutely unstoppable, and winds up going into the keeper and misses several weeks. Didn't get a chance to see who that yellow was on. If the field announcer lets us know, I'll let you know who got the yellow. Destin's going to go back to his position. He's up and moving easily, though, thank goodness. Tabor on the restart, going to come all the way down to the near side. Brišky's got to come forward. Brišky's being chased down by Jovicevic. And Tabor wound up just getting sped up too much right at the end. Just had to try and get a ball forward. Goes into some dead space where the Brinje keeper Zrnić takes control. Once again, Tabor just going to let Zrnić kind of play with the ball for a little bit. Not really trying to press him and move forward. Last time they did this, though, ball quickly turned around exactly like this. Shalya in a footway. Shalya is going to have to back off. And they're going to come at it from the far side, right at the corner of the 18. They're going to drop it off to Jovicevic. Jovicevic flicks it in. Hodzic with a nice job being in good possession, or good position against Vinkic. Gives up a little bit of size, but was able to get in front of that ball. Work in. The Vail Cam not really agreeing with us. We're seeing inside the box, as now the Vail Cam's going to catch up to the ball. Jovicevic in. They try and go with a quick flick on. Palma's there. Nice job from Palma. And going to get a foul. We're going to see who gets that foul, because Jovicevic went hard into the back of Destin. And then Palma comes out, and yeah, they're going to say that it was on Jovicevic. So a good job by Destin. Gets position in front of Jovicevic, the big-time goal scorer for Brinje, and goes through his back. Whoa, as they're going to give, wait, they're going to give Palma a card. Are they going to give Palma a card for time wasting? Because he goes in and kicks the ball away, even though the ball hadn't been whistled yet? I'm really confused here. What an interesting yellow card to get. Brišky's not happy either. Brinje throwing his hands up in the air. Well, I'm not really sure what on earth that yellow card was for, unless they're saying that the challenge from Palma. So they're going to say that they were going to give the foul to Destin because they wound up losing possession, but then the challenge from Palma was a dangerous challenge. Coming forward, here's Hodzic. Hodzic comes across. Boy, as they stop the play. Boy, Hodzic was off and running, but they're going to go ahead and whistle the foul so they don't play the continuation, even though Hodzic, one of the faster players on the team. So that's going to be a yellow for Brinje, and I believe that's a yellow to Pushnik. Boy, that's an unfortunate whistle for Tabor. As dangerous as Hodzic is when he's running towards the goal, I think that's what Hodzic is asking right now. That's a disappointing whistle there. But they're going to set up for a long free kick. This has to go a long way as Carroll's going to run in and then backs off. Sever looks over to Carroll. Now he's going to step back off. Low ball in, curling out. Brinje tries to get ahead on it, but it was dipping away from him. As Palma gets blocked off by the Brinje player, and it turns over to Brinje. Still about 12 minutes in this first half. Boy, it feels like a really long first half. Obviously, being down 2-0 doesn't help much, but it just feels like at times, even though there's been some action, a lot of venture into each box. It feels like the time is kind of dragging on slowly. But immediately switched over, and you see the ability of Brinje. They immediately switch the field. They go from the keeper. Hojic gets a header on it, but a throw-in allows everybody to move down the field at once together. Few errant passes, but no Tabor players in the way as the shadows continue to creep over. Going to be an evening game, a night game here before too long. Brinje with the header across. Shalia is going to back it off to Trobeck. Trobeck's going to allow Brinje to handle the possession here. Hojic cuts back to the inside and looking for the middle into a dangerous area. Nice pass, though, eventually, as Destin comes in. A really nice job to thread the needle. Is going to turn the ball all the way around to the other side of the field as Slotchik comes back to the ball, starting to see a little bit of that. They're going to get the ball to the outside, and on the outside, Slotchik and Hojic are going to have to come back towards the middle. But an opportunity to get some of our goal scorers with speed, at least with a good look on the ball. Shalia moving forward. Brinje now. Brinje curling ball over to Palma. Brinje starting to collapse on that far side. They're going to go way in, or excuse me, way across. Stancic goes down, and so now it's Carroll one-on-one. Stancic comes in. Stancic trying to close the gap as Zernic is able to get the ball away. Brinje's calling for a handball. And the official disagrees, so we move on. Boy, Palma loses the ball now across. A golden opportunity for Brinje. Brinje tries to get across, and really great job from, I believe that's Leon Sever. As Sever does a really nice job, comes back in and is able to get good positioning after the lost possession. Boy, so let's give a lot of credit to Sever. You see here, Sever gets back in, is able to force the corner. So now setting up for the corner in swinger. Tabor ready to defend against the short corner. It's going to go all the way to the back. Nice fist from Trobeck. Trobeck gets a hand on it. Ball sent back in, and now a header away from Shalia. Trobeck goes to the dive. Shalia is there, though. Carroll with a really nice job. Carroll gets a foot across. Prevents Dobnikar from getting the ball in. And a throw now for Brinje. Throw in and right back to Brinje. Brinje is going to get rejected by Carroll, so now he's got to drop back to the near side. And as Brinje are going to drop all the way back to the back line in the midfield. Tabor slowly looking for the ability to move forward defensively, get out of their own 18. We're going to go all the way back to Zernic. So right now, good job from the defense, but they go and an immediate strike down into the 18. Great positioning by Slotchik, and Slotchik's going to force the throw the other direction. So really good job as Tabor able to kind of avoid a dangerous situation that Brinje does so well with those long balls down the side. The ball's going to get kicked out, though. Brinje in control. About 6 minutes remaining. Jovicevic, excuse me, that's not Jovicevic, comes across, backs off. Long right-footed shot's going to be too high from Skirbin. So Skirbin comes across, a nice stop, rolls the ball back behind himself, gives it a go. It's too far out. Ball bounces around midfield a tad. Tabor unable to retain possession. Possession goes back over. Brinje now, instead of trying to go long, they're going to go down the far side. Got some space, and now a nice diagonal pass into Jovicevic across. Jovicevic has a lot of space. Kandic staying in front of him. He's going to get it to the outside to Binkic, and now Binkic back to Mataj. And another corner for Brinje. It's been one of the things that Tabor have been pretty good at here is the corners. Haven't sniffed too much from Brinje. Tabor have been solid inside of the box. Binkic is going to head out. Binkic is going to be there for a short corner. And Levanic sets up for the corner in. He's got both hands in the air, throws him down. In swinger coming across, low. And Jovicevic, boy, they're going to go back to a corner. Jovicevic comes in and just kind of turns and tries to deflect it. And must have gone off of a Tabor player, obviously. That's what the official says. So we'll get set up once again. Levanic said as Coach Manic giving a lot of instruction. Hojic out to defend the short corner. Diagonal ball comes in. Up goes Trobeck. Trobeck's looking for a quick outlet. Nobody's there, though. So they're going to start it off with Slachik on the far side. Excuse me, Chandic on the far side. Chandic is wide. Slachik running down the far side. Chandic has to back it off down to Barishki, and now Barishki head up looking forward is going to back it off again. The Brinje defense doing a really good job staying in form, not getting out of position. Chandic to Slachik. Slachik down the side. Slachik looking for a ball in. Cross comes in, but there's just nobody in the box. Stancic was running in. Hojic was coming in from the back trying to get there. Carroll was trying to get in, but the ball was just so far ahead of the Tabor players even getting in that really no danger there at all to Brinje. Hojic with the header, and Levanic is right there. Levanic takes control. Jovicevic now. Jovicevic threatening the inside shoulder, comes back across, stops the ball at the 18. They're going to go right back to Jovicevic. Jovicevic going to get closed down by Carroll. Carroll doing his best. Good job by Barishki. Barishki comes across with the block, and Slachik with the header away. Nice defense from Tabor as they hold strong. Jovicevic with 18 goals on the season. Had a couple of looks. He was trying to let a ball go from outside the 18. Shawya steps in front. Shawya flicks it away. Palma now. Palma is going to clear it. Brinje, though, back into the box. Palma once again flicks it away and out. Right now, Tabor unable to take possession. They're just trying to keep the ball away from their own net as much as they possibly can. Throw in from Brinje. Just about 2 minutes remaining in regular time. We've had 3 cards and 2 goals. So we'll probably get about 2 minutes of stoppage time. We won't be able to see. Where they hold up the board is right down below where the Veo cam is. So we won't be able to see how much time there is. Throw comes in. Slachik leans on him hard. Ball goes up to Destin as Destin controls it with the chest and then kicks it away. Carroll continuing to work hard on the defensive side. Nice job as Carroll takes the ball away. Now Carroll looking for some space. Severs asking for the ball out in front of him. Pass just too far, but kicked away to Chandich, and now Palma's going to bring the ball forward on the far side. Gives it off, overlapping run from Palma, but Slotchik's trying to go down into the middle of the 18. Looking for Sever, ball gets knocked away, and now in control for Brinje. Off and running as that's going to be Binkic. Binkic with Jovicevic on the inside, but Brischke with great positioning takes it away and doesn't even allow the ball to get to Jovicevic. I think Binkic was expecting Jovicevic to come back to near post. As Jovicevic goes to the far post. As Tabor going to hold possession on their back line. And Chandich turns. He's going to move the ball forward. Space for Hojic to work. Hojic moves it up to Sever. Sever one-on-one, tries to turn and get the corner. It's a physical battle. That's two big, strong men. Sever just keeps working. Sever trying to turn as it's going to be a goal kick. Sever unable to keep it off of the goal. Boy, that was physical. Both Mataj and Sever bend over, hands on their knees. That was basically about a 15-second wrestling match. That takes it out of both of them. And the goal kick now coming right up at about 45 minutes. And normal time for half. And that's the 45-minute mark. No whistle yet, so obviously we've got a little bit of stoppage time. Not sure how much. We'll figure it out once they blow the final whistle. Long ball forward. Brischke with the header, and now Stančić in control. Stančić, boy, takes a tug on the jersey, goes down, so they're going to call that foul and send it the other direction. As actually, that's going to be the halftime whistle. So Tabor down 2-0 in half number one. They're going to try and regroup, come back for half number two, and see if they can even this match and possibly take 1 or even 3 points here from Brinje. Welcome back, everybody, for half number 2, as we are almost underway and ready to go. Don't know what you did at half. At halftime, I went and got a drink. I made a sandwich. I've got some fries or chips in the oven, depending on your understanding of fries and chips. We're gonna get a change. Looks like Destin's gonna come off. A Quazaku is gonna come on. So Quazaku is gonna be on the field. And Tabor are going to see if they can get down in the box. Had some moments for Destin, but didn't see Destin be quite as impactful as we have seen at points in the past. So they're going to bring in a Quazaku and see if they can throw that big body in. Obviously, Tabor have had a little bit of trouble dealing with the big body of Pushnik right there in the middle. As we are off and running for half number 2. We're just going to have a good time with this one. As I'm going to step away for a moment when my chips start beeping at me from the oven. Because, hey, when we're down 2-0, we're just going to have a good time. As well, the Veo Cam jumps ahead of us. Slotchik is calling for the ball down on the near side. And something's going on outside the Veo Cam. We aren't exactly sure, as that ball's going to get kicked away. And I think the Veo Cam caught the ball boy with the ball behind the net. So, as we are up and moving once again. We had one person saying they couldn't hear anything. Hopefully that was just for half. If you can hear something, let me know. I want to make sure that we're doing okay on the stream here. That made me kind of nervous. I went back and listened. I still heard myself. Said, okay, if I am talking, can't hear anything. Let's try this. As I'm gonna have to play some. Unless somebody else lets me know they can hear me, I'm gonna have to try and play some IT functioning here. Oh, there we go. All right, they can hear me now. Good stuff. Had everybody worried. Well, you said you didn't have everybody worried. You had me worried, but that's okay. I'm a worrier. As having dropped back is Brinje. Mark, my friend, how are you? Hey, got a good picture from Mark the other day. So Tabor is a sponsor of Mark's son's team, and I got a picture of Mark's son standing in his baseball uniform right next to the banner in the outfield. So that was fun. As fun representation of everything going on in the world of Tabor. Been a little tough the last couple of weeks, including the first half here, but that's okay. The Tabor world continues to spin as we've got people all over the world. We're going to straighten this thing out on the pitch here soon. There's a quick header on from Stanchich. Stanchich flicks on, trying to get it down to a Quazaku, but winds up Quazaku surrounded by a couple of defenders. Zernich kind of taking a look and saw a couple of runners there as Zernich was on the ball. It's certainly one of the things that Brinje did well in the first half. And boy, Palma is going to not, ball's going to bounce past Palma, but offside. Boy, coming right down the near side was Dobnikar. Dobnikar trying to get around on the overlapping run. Ball kind of bounced around Palma. Luca, I bet we probably will see a few youngsters as the match goes on and probably as the season continues to go on. Obviously not entirely sure. I'm the goofball with the mic. Trobeck gets it off to Chandich. Chandich is hounded, though. Chandich has to find a way to get out of this. He's surrounded by two Brinje players. Trobeck just goes ahead and sends it forward. And a foul as Quazaku does a nice job walling off. Brinje trying to get it in. Boy, that was a moment of, quite frankly, terror. Chandich stays way more calm than I did and winds up getting the ball out. Sorry for the silence there. I apologize. I had to step away as my timer in the oven had gone off. Didn't want to burn my fries. Probably should have let you guys know that beforehand. Based on the concern over silence. As now Brinje trying to work down into the box, but they're going to back it out. Nice job by Tabor as Tabor pushed the ball back away. Now Tabor do a good job. Tabor faced Zernich, or faced the ball all the way back to Zernich. And Zernich with his head up, he's looking for an opportunity. Is he just going to get it started off nice and shallow? Yeah, apologies for the lunchtime activities. Oh boy, as now we're gonna take a look though. Coming in, Brinje coming in and quickly to the outside, trying to get to the far side. Sever winds up getting a stop. Ball back up. Sever on the line. Well, I don't think Sever realized that he had a guy right on his back. And now Jovicevic goes, and Jovicevic up and over. Boy, Sever winds up getting pretty lucky there as Sever comes across and does a good job keeping the ball out of the back of the net and away from a Brinje player, but he doesn't realize he's right behind him, almost gives away the goal, but then does a nice job getting right back on the line. Boy, as Brinje very aggressive there. And a corner, oh man, as Zernich goes and tries to keep the ball off the line, winds up slipping and gives up a corner. Would love to see Tabor take advantage of this here. They narrowly escape, and really a couple of narrow escapes based on Chandic and Sever. So a couple of midfielders find themselves in danger inside the 6-yard box of Tabor. But now an opportunity, maybe a slip. Could this give Tabor the opportunity to climb back into this match? As everybody's going to go inside the 6-yard box. They've got Akwazuku out. They're going to try and give him some space to run around. Everybody else is basically just going to try and create havoc. See if they can keep the defense away. They go shallow. Brinje comes out trying to flick it on the low corner and headed away, and only Hojic is there. As Kovac comes down to the near side, backs it off at the 18. Now he's going to try and wait for some help. As Kovac taking on Hojic one-on-one, coming in behind. Nice job by Hojic changing directions as Dobnikar came in quickly. And a throw in to Brinje. Boy, dangerous as Sever came across, and Sever goes across for the header. And I think the person he was heading it to had actually come up in assistance trying to take that ball in. Maybe that was Slotchik. Brinje now back in control, flicks it on, and a nice job from Slotchik to get in the way of that as Dobnikar tries to flick it around him. He was looking to get it right down the line. The throw-in comes down to the line. Dobnikar cuts back. Slotchik with a great job on that right foot. As Stancic winds up going down. Stancic was going to kick that ball way down the line. Gets clipped from behind. And so they're going to move it down the far side. Brinje to Hojic. Hojic has to come back in. Hojic was covered up pretty well. We're looking for Akwazuku down at the far side. Zernich, though, comes out. That ball just hung in the air a little bit too long. Brinje come into the box as Dobnikar with a cross. Dobnikar was looking for somebody, and again, a little bit too far. Throw in to Tabor. Oh, man, as the Vail cam getting confused between the ball boy and the ball on the field finally comes back to the ball on the field. And Tabor moved the ball down the field by about another 10 yards thanks to the header that goes out from Brinje. Is Tabor willing to take every inch that they can get right now? Brinje have been stingy giving those away. And a throw into Brinje. Whistle, though, they're going to check on Stančić. Boy, Stančić has spent a lot of time on the ground today, gone down hard. He plays very hard. He gets himself into some situations and positions and goes down hard. We're going to get a substitution coming off. So Slaček looks like he's heading off. Slaček is going to give way to Kreintz, and Sever is going to give way to Laden. So a couple of changes on the Tabor side. Now they've made 3 changes. Kreintz, Laden, and Akwaziku all on the pitch. Those fresh legs on. As Brinje going to get things restarted. Back on their back line. There's Mateusz Matko, number 20 in front of you. Turns it over to the far side. They kick it right back to Zrnić. Now Brinje trying to work up the middle. Keenan Carroll with a nice job, takes the ball away. Akwaziku at the 18. Akwaziku looking for Stančić, goes across just outside the box. Oh boy, as he puts a nice ball towards the goal. He gets Zrnić moving one direction, goes back to the far post, and it's just outside of the post. Well, Stančić initially was kind of in that position and wound up backing off, trying to get back onside. As they go to the outside, you see Stančić is calling for it, but he's unable to continue his run to stay onside. A good attempt there, and a nice job by the hustle of Keenan Carroll. Now back off and running. Jovicevic right to the middle. Jovicevic looking for the runner on the inside. Brinje does a really great job taking that ball away from Levanic. As Brinje, well, in moments where Tabor have been in danger, Brinje's been the one that have bailed them out. It was the work of Keenan Carroll defensively on the offensive side of the field has led to a couple of opportunities for Tabor, and the work of Brinje has kind of settled some things down. Really just a couple of misplays defensively by Tabor to this point. Ball off the face of the defender, straight back down. I believe that's Mataj. And we'll get a restart here as Brinje player down hard on the field. They're going to check on him before we get rolling again. It's Matko's not really sure if he's the one that's taking it or not. Stepping up is Pushnik. Pushnik just comes up, kicks it right back to Zrnić, and we're going to be off and running again. And we've seen this several times. Is Tabor not going to pressure Zrnić? They want to play defense behind him. But Zrnić has done a good job moving the ball forward. Tabor trying to make sure they stay behind the ball. Don't allow anything to get down behind them with this. And offside on Akwaziku, so we're going to bring it back and get the restart from back where Akwaziku was offside. Boy, Carroll in a physical battle with Jovicevic. They're going to go ahead and call Carroll for the foul. Carroll throws his hands up saying, who, me? So 60 minutes down in this game. We've got 30 minutes remaining to go. Tabor needing to turn something around. They've done a better job this half, and last half had two defensive mistakes that led to the 2 goals. Otherwise, they've had their opportunities, and they've done a pretty good job with limiting the really dangerous opportunities for Brinje. Brinje have had a couple. Mainly the 2 mistakes, though, and Brinje, what you see quality teams do is they take advantage of the mistakes. Carroll takes a shove in the back. As Carroll was off and running, he was trying to create a little bit of space between himself and the defender. They're going to start it over, get it down to the near side to Palma. Palma's going to go on an underlapping run. Here's Kreintz. Boy, as Matic goes hands to his head, and he wasn't really happy with something. Kreintz has the ball taken away. Back on it and moving through the midfield now. Brinje. Boy, it's 2 players down. Boy, there must have been a collision back behind Palma, and that's going to be number 5 is my Rorich. So Palma and Rorich both go down hard, and I think they probably went down kind of hip to hip, leg to leg, as each of them are holding their midsection. Rorich is holding his hip. Palma is holding something a little bit more delicate, it appears. So they're going to give Palma plenty of time to try and recover. And with the whistle, we're off for the restart on the throw. Well, I guess eventually we'll be off on the restart for the throw. There we go. Throw comes in. Stanch trying to control it. Ball's going to bounce off his boot up and over the head. So we're going to get a little bit of a warning there. That's going to be Rorich. So Rorich, who was already down once with an injury, he winds up trying to get a push off and couldn't quite tell who that was behind. It might have been Jan Kreintz. Behind. Let's see the players warming up for Tabor. See if we're going to get more changes. Throw in comes, trying to get the ball down to Kovac. Nice job stepping in by Shalya, though. Shalya steps in, kicks it away. We'll get a reset. As Dobnikar with the quick throw in. Stancic is going to lose it, trying to take it away from Kovac. Palma was on the back of Kovac, forced a heavy touch from Kovac. Stancic was unable to corral it. And a throw in is going to go all the way back to the keeper. Nikola Jovicevic playing in the midfield. We'll pull Chandic up a little bit as back and forth and a nice ball. Looking for a runner in. Couldn't quite get there, though. As stepping out is going to be Trobeck. Looking for the one-timer to see if they had a runner in. And quite frankly, if there was somebody that would have been on the run when it came off his foot, it would have been in a great position. Jovicevic is going to close down quickly. They're going to go all the way back to Trobeck. Trobeck with a nice left-footed boot is going to get it out and away. And coming to the middle of the field, Kreintz very quickly away and back to Brinje. Thought maybe Hojic was going to try and get on the end of that. Thought he was going to give it a run. He backs off wisely. And coming forward to Brinje. Brinje now just outside the 18. Tries to get the loft in. Can't get it. Laden goes down. And here comes a substitution, I believe. So Kovac comes off. And on is going to be number 9, Lazar Ikac. Kreintz comes up with a one-timer, winds up, couldn't quite get a follow-through there, is stepping right in front of him. I believe that's going to be Rorich. Rorich steps in front, prevents Kreintz from really following through on that ball. Looked like he might have had a shot to let a rocket go towards the goal. Unable to get there, though. And 66 minutes down in the match. Long ball forward. Shawya does a nice job getting in good position. We're looking for, is that Brinje? I think I see the armband. So Brinje playing way up. Follows the ball into the midfield. And wins the foul. So Brinje doing a good job winning the foul. Tabor with the restart. As again, the Vail Cam follows the ball boy. Laden is going to move to the far side. Laden's going to stop it, comes back. Stancic is going to get called offside. And the restart will come from the offside position. Hard to call play-by-play when the Vail Cam won't actually show us a full play-by-play. I do apologize, everybody. Well, they go with quick pressure this time, so they haven't been pressuring Zernich. They go with quick pressure, almost get a little bit of an errant pass, but really well handled as Rorich has continued to show his quality throughout the day. Palma gets in and prevents that ball from getting down too quick. He's going to allow everybody to catch up. Throw in comes right towards the middle of the field and a quick turn. And the crosser in goes off the head of Ikac. Oh, no, excuse me. They're going to say it goes off of Shawya. So Shawya does a good job preventing that ball from going on further. But it's going to be a corner to Brinje. So Brinje, you're going to send 2 players over. One for the short, one to get to the 18. Brinje go with the short corner, come out to the 18. Rorich. And Rorich goes back to Brinje, back to Rorich. Each of them just looking for some space to let it go. Everybody's jostling inside the 18. Goes high towards the box, headed away. A nice job by Shawya. Shawya gets on it, kicked high and away. As the header comes back in, Brinje is looking for an opportunity. Brinje goes left foot. He looked like he was looking for that top corner. A little bit too much under it. Don't think that he was trying to lay it off for anybody. And so Tabor quickly up and running. They're going to slow it down and pull it back, though. Tomislav Laden is calling for it now. Chandic up to Akwazgu. Akwazgu trying to hold off physically. Now he's going to send the ball to Carroll. Carroll getting down the side. He comes towards the 18 as they're going to cut him off. No, he passes it in and kicked away. Stancic was trying to get in position. His defender actually goes down, but where the defender in the middle is able to knock it away and prevent the ball from getting to Stancic. And the foul. Coach Matic not real thrilled about the foul. Again, was that Keenan Carroll? It was. Carroll has been, you know, it's always dangerous to give opinions like this because obviously somebody's going to feel different. Carroll has been very fun for me to watch. He's become kind of a favorite watch for me. I love the work rate and love the ability to make things happen. Sometimes, you know, and maybe sometimes they don't happen, but I have enjoyed watching him this season. I was really glad when they brought him back right at the end of the summer transfer window. As ball bouncing around some more. 70 minutes down, 20 minutes remaining. Brinje now looking for some space as they move all the way to the back line. Ball in the middle. Palma luckily is going to avoid a second yellow. There was a moment there where I thought maybe he was going to get it. Thought the arms got wrapped around. Palma was chest to back. And you take a look here as spins. Palma actually gets to the side that I believe that was Rorich. Rorich was actually going with the ball, so I think that's what wound up saving him. Did a good job getting into at least to the side where the ball was going. He wasn't chasing from behind. He was behind the man and the ball, or between the man and the ball. Brinje lined up for the free kick. Left foot coming across. He goes high, tries to lay it off. Header from Shawya and then kicked away. Kreintz now off and running. Kreintz is going to open up the stride. Kreintz comes across to the near side. Here's Carroll. Carroll heads in. Carroll's got the left foot. Goes across the middle and it's going to be rejected out. As I believe that was Brinje coming across. And Brinje saves a ball that was seeking. I believe that was Kreintz coming down the middle, so Carroll comes back, trying to get to Kreintz. Knocked away for a corner, though, so Tabor with an opportunity for a corner. Excuse me, it was Chandich that he was going towards. Kreintz had backed away to the back post. Ball comes in, goes to the back post, way over everybody. Carroll's going to try and run it down, keeps it in. They're going to try and get reset. As the ball back across goes too far and off the net. Give you a look here as Carroll coming across. Great space. Chandich is the one that's coming right up the middle. He's looking for Chandich, and Brinje stays in great positioning, kind of reading where the ball was going to go. Gotta give a lot of credit to Brinje in that. Again, Kreintz the youngster off to Carroll. It was a good combination. As Tomislav Ladin is going to go down, loses the ball at midfield, and now 3-on-3. Both Shawya and Palma, not sure who got a foot on it, but one of them got a foot on it, as now Palma's got to give way. He's got to chase Dubnikar all the way down. Cross comes in. Ball goes off Jovicevic too high. And a free kick is down on the ground. Is that going to be Rorich? Cramping now is a lot of running in this match as it opens up quite a bit. That's Dobnikar, actually. Excuse me. Dobnikar was down on the ground. Dobnikar is back up, moving towards. We got a couple of players moving towards the sideline. See if we're going to have a couple of changes here. At least one for sure. Well, I couldn't really hear who that was. I definitely saw Jean Jabkar is on for Tabor. He's going to take the place of Tariq Chandich. I know for sure that Teen Levanic comes off. Did not get a chance to see who that was that replaced him. I'm sure we'll see a number we don't recognize momentarily. Hines looking for the ball. Can't quite get there, but is able to win the throw. So Jabkar across to Ladon. And Ladon over to Brishke. Brishke to Carroll. Excuse me, that's not Carroll. That's going to be Hojic. Hojic trying to get by. He's going to get walled off back to Brishke, who drops it all the way back. And Shawya is going to regroup, try and start things from the back. Ball in. Not sure if the miscommunication came with Stančić. He thought Stančić was coming more across, or he thought Kreintz was coming into the middle, but boy, the ball really just goes right back to Brinje. Akwazaku with the header. Jabkar running down to the near side. Jabkar very shifty, and he's fresh. Can they use that here in the last several minutes of this game? Kreintz goes out to Jabkar, cuts back, and a nice job as Jabkar just holds off the defender for Kreintz to come back. Ladon to Brishke. Brishke is going to send the ball forward into the box. Goes to, boy, was looking for Stančić, and right at the back was Mateusz Matko. Actually, so they're going to call offside. Couldn't tell if they were calling offside on Akwazaku or Stančić. A nice ball in, though, but just offside. Brishke trying to get involved, not just defensively, but offensively. Right now, Tabor could use everybody involved offensively that they can get. They play advantage. And moving to the far side, Brinje come across. Hojic runs down, stays in front, trying to play good defensive position, flick across to the far side. And they're going to retreat back out to the corner. Good defense from Tabor to this point, as Brinje just keep having to go back to the edges, unable to get down into the box, and haven't been able to get off a shot yet from outside the 18. Flicked in and then knocked away. Long ball down. Brishke comes down with it. And now Jabkar. Jabkar moving through the middle of the defense. He's going to flick it on to Stančić. Stančić is going to be offside once again. Brinje have done a really great job of trapping Stančić continuously offside. He's trying to find a run. He's just a little bit out in front of the passes coming into him. And set up for Zerdic. He's just going to send the ball way down the field. Header over everybody. Taken care of by Shawya, now taken back. Moving in, and boy, the kick just outside the box as Brishke unfortunately leaves the foot out there. And who is that? Is that Jovicevic? On the replay, coming across, Brishke has to come out. Jovicevic does a great job getting the ball out in front. And Brishke goes in, catches that back foot. And set up for a dangerous free kick from just outside the 18, only about a yard outside the 18. Right foot coming in. And too high once again. Basically, all the free kicks that we've seen that have gone after goal have all been very high. Nobody's been able to get that ball to drop back down over the wall yet. Tabor working from the back. Kreintz in control. He's got to drop it back to Palma. And now going across the middle. Brisky's just going to hang on to it. Nobody's going to pressure Brisky. Brisky's kind of direct traffic from where he is. See if he can find somebody into a space. Goes back to Shawya. Now Shawya running, looking with the head up. He goes long. Corner to Akwaziku. Akwaziku is going to get called for the foul. Looked like initially Akwaziku had won it by positioning. They're going to say he goes through the back of the defender. And Brinje off and running. A nice touch from Ekoch. Ekoch gets in front of Palma. He's going to go right foot across. Shawya is going to kick it up over the goal. Keeps it out of a dangerous cross area, but a really nice play from Ekoch. How about the touch from Ekoch? Just comes down and, boy, controls it with the outside of his foot. Gets straight downhill towards the defender, goes to the outside, gives himself a good angle. Shawya just standing in the way. So a corner for Brinje. Boy, as everybody is inside the 6-yard box. A lot of havoc in there. Is Trobik going to be able to find his way through? Ball in, goes right to the middle and headed away. Nice job by the middle of that Tabor defense and those big defenders they've got. As ball's going to get kicked away. Man, we're going to check on Dobnikar. Looks like, couldn't tell if he went down for a cramp. Yeah, he goes down for a cramp, so they're going to try and help him out now. Verone Shawya, big man, central defender, medic, all-around good guy. Helps out with the cramp. Now he's going to take the ball, tries to move it down the field a little bit. Akwaziku. Ball's going to bounce up and over Akwaziku, trying to get positioning. And, boy, Pushnik and Akwaziku, that's two really large men. So you can see that Pushnik is actually playing out now. He was playing in that central defender role, and he was the one that was right on Stančić. Now, actually, what they've done is they've switched him around. He's going to play on that. He's still a central defender, but he's not going to be in the center of the field. He's that back on the far side. So he's back-to-back as Tabor right now, playing with two strikers. They put Pushnik on the much larger Akwaziku. Looks like we're going to get a substitution. I believe that Stančić is going to come out. We're going to see Žigart come in. Jovicevic comes off. So Jovicevic comes off, and on is Vid Hoyt, excuse me. And I think that I heard Tian Pantelic on the field for Tabor. We're going to take a look as I do this. So Carroll comes off, Pantelic comes on, Stančić stays on. Carroll with be a disappointing day, but a productive day at the very least. Created some opportunities for Tabor. And Pantelich is going to take his spot. Ball down. Akwazuku trying to get in there and trying to get up and over the massive Pushnik. Can't quite do that. And the ball goes down to Zernic, who goes down to the ground, avoids the, I believe that was Pantelich. It was trying to come in. Jabkar does a good job creating a little bit of confusion right at the beginning of that play. Closes down quickly, and now Brinje trying to get off and away from some space is one of their other substitutes that came on. Number 15. Take a look at his name for just a minute. Yet Klashna. So Klashna on the field now for Brinje as well. Klashna looking for this ball. Header goes off of Palma, but down to the feet of Rorich. With just about 4 minutes left, Tabor needing to get on the board very quickly as that ball's going to not quite reach as Stancic goes down, slides down, winds up bringing that ball a little bit back towards the middle of the field. Kreintz on the run to the outside. And now Brinje at the near side. Brinje trying to get across him. Palma gets a foot on it. Jabkar back to Kreintz. Kreintz has to hurry as the ball squirts away. He's not able to control it. And the ball lost at midfield, searching to get it up to Stancic. Brinje back in control. Kwazuku, one on about 4. And a throw to Tabor. So Brinje not necessarily needing to go towards goal at the moment. They're just trying to hold on to possession as much as they can. But hold on to possession in the positive side of the field. Brischke now running forward. Brischke, a long run forward. Brischke, boy, winds up taking a shoulder as they're going to continue to play on. And the ball goes over to Brinje. Brischke was closed down quickly. Maybe on a heavy touch, but certainly looked like it didn't look like it was a shoulder-to-shoulder collision there. Looked like it was shoulder to chest. And we're back in playing. Palma now moves down to the near side as he's got Kreintz. Stancic in front of Kreintz, cuts across the middle. Kreintz goes back out to Stancic. Stancic cuts to the middle. Heavy touch. Stancic looking for some opportunity. Ball back across and a goal from Tian Pantelich. Pantelich receives the ball from Stancic and a great job as Dino just continues to dribble through. He was looking for his opportunity and eventually sees it in the form of Tian Pantelich. Really nice overall play as Kreintz cuts in, drops it back off to Stancic, and then Stancic runs across, draws defenders, and Pantelich is there waiting on him. And Tabor draws 1 goal closer. They're going to have to press to see if they can get one more. As we're now off and rolling. Boy, can Tabor find a way to create a miracle? There's not going to be a lot of stoppage time at the end of this. That ball's going to go down towards the corner and a throw in for Brinje. Better believe Brinje is going to take a lot of time here. The throw in Hodzic combines with Pantelich and now Jabkar. Jabkar, he's surrounded by Brinje players, drops it back off. Gets it to the middle of the field, a quick turn, but right there, boy, waiting on the turn. A nice job from Brinje. Couldn't tell who that is. Boy, is that Binkich possibly? And now Brinje in control down on the corner. Brinje with the cross in. Controls with the chest. Boy, starting to go with the overhead kick. Pulls back across from it. And now go down to the far side as they're just going to play this. They've got to get this ball in and get it down the field quickly. We only had one stoppage for a goal and haven't had very many stoppages for injuries at all. So Shalia's got to turn and get this ball going. Brishke to Laden. Laden back off to Akwaziku, but behind Akwaziku, and Brinje turn and go the other direction. Now moving to the far side. And offside on Brinje. Brishke with a quick restart. Here's Hojic. Hojic moving down. Hojic to the far side to Pantelic. Pantelic is looking towards the middle of the field. Boy, turns and kicks in before it looked like Stancic was ready. I don't think anybody was waiting on that pass in. A little quick from Pantelic, so they're going to drop it down to Palma. 1 minute down in stoppage time. Kreintz comes to the near side. Kreintz is going to slip. Slips between two defenders. Gets it to the middle of the box. And the header is going to go just wide. Boy, the Vail cam didn't follow us, but they're going to say it's a corner. And an opportunity here for Tabor. Boy, what a play from Kreintz as he goes down, cuts between two defenders, and then gets across. At the very least, that got a chance. And here comes Trobeck. Trobeck is up by the keeper. All 11 players from Tabor are down into the box. Keeper on keeper right here. As they're actually going to have a conversation with the two keepers. Oh, wow, you just got to tell them they're not going to bring him out and tell him to knock it off. Ball's going to come in, curling in, swinger, header goes up. And hit off as, well, they're going to call the foul on Trobeck. Trobeck trying to get back out to it. As heavy against one of the defenders. And bad news for Tabor. As Tabor really started to look beneficial there. Yeah, it looks like they're going to say Trobeck comes across with his big leg. And kind of getting hit on the hip by his leg as well as the body of Akwaziku. And that's when the defender winds up going down. So Zernich is going to send this ball away. Anticipating the whistle here momentarily. Back and forth. Tabor trying to get it down the field. And they're going to call a foul on Brinje. As there's the final time whistle. And Brinje take the 3 points. Tabor dropped their 5th game in a row. Boy, it's a tough stretch for the boys in red and black. Are they going to be able to straighten things out this weekend? They've got another match as, try and get back on the winning side of things. Brinje continue their march forward as they try to march towards promotion. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kyle Ship. I hope that you have, despite the score, at least enjoyed the viewing experience. Hey, if you got any questions, reach out to me on Instagram. It's right there on your screen at Kyle Ship. Would love to chat as we continue to move forward into this season. Towards the end of the season, Tabor fall 2-1.